Uh, Last week you talked about the tremendous conference at LifeWave, but we only touched a little bit about this technology that you were talking about that's new, going to be launched that you're so excited about. Tell us about that.
Well, let me back up a little bit and tell you about the X2O water filtration machine. It actually adds light to the water. So what we're seeing with that, in addition to the X39s, is we're seeing inflammatory markers in the body that would have gone down by maybe 50%, going down 95 to 100%. So this new water that's coming out of this water filtration system is enhancing the work of the X39 stem cell activating patches and the GHK copper peptides um, in a way that we're seeing medically, we're seeing inflammation go down in the body exponentially. So, for instance, when you go to your doctor, you get a normal panel of tests that are done. And in those tests, you might or might not have inflammatory markers done. Those inflammatory markers would be your RA markers. So for rheumatoid arthritis, your C-reactive protein marker, and then your SED rate. And so those three show you pretty much the whole global inflammation going on in the body. And so you can, from your own blood, can tell where your inflammation is. So you go in and have those tests done. You like body biohacking. So, this is
Yeah.
maybe you look like you're like, oh, this is interesting information, because it is. And so you medically can test where you are before and where you are after. And so I have several of my practitioners who work with us with this technology. They got their water machines early on and have been testing their blood before and after. And they've got, okay, here's what we get with the X39 patch, and what our rates are there. And then we go to the water on top of that, and they test with that, and then they go back and test again. These tests are inexpensive. They're like $5 a piece at wholesale. I don't know what the doctor charges for the blood draw, but typically if you go to a freestanding clinic or one that doesn't is a fee based or something like that, you can get it really cheaply done. But they're only about $5 off the shelf in any of the testing services. And so you get that done, and then you do it again a month later or 2 months later, and you get some rates that just show exponential. So we've been seeing on the X39s 50% reduction in inflammation. If you put the Aeon patch on, I was looking for my package of patches here, the Aeon patch. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but these are
No.
highly anti-inflammatory. They also are called the Bliss patch because they make you feel blissful. They're great to wear at night. So it gets you to sleep early, just a very good feeling of calm. But those patches in combination, we've seen inflammation come down, but not like we have in addition with this light infused water that's coming along. So that's one thing that's very, very powerful to go in conjunction with what we already have. But I will tell you, this other technology that's just super exciting is he's got a machine that you can hook up to your house that goes in conjunction with your electricity, that actually produces electricity that you can sell back to the grid. And it's going to be out. He's, I think alluded to somewhere in the next 2 years. And what he's going to do is for all of us who are involved with LifeWave on all of our other technologies that he's got currently marketing through the company LifeWave, he's going to set up a separate company with those and move us all over into that, and we can market that as well too and make additional money in it. So it's not a wellness related product, but it's a money making product as well as there. He's doing some things that are pretty revolutionary in the world of drones. He's got in production some drones. Again, this will not be something we market, but it's going to raise the profile of LifeWave, because when we have like a hurricane that comes up through the East Coast like it did in the Appalachians, and people can't get food, they can't get water, they can't get help at all, these drones can carry heavy loads, go in and drop them off and help people. And we're going to spend some of our profits helping people out in times of needs all across the world. It's going to be really, really crazy, amazing.
See, this is amazing, fantastic stuff you're talking about. Like talking about basically, are you able to tell different blood draws to look at specifically what the X39s improved in biomarkers
Same,
versus the water filtration?
yeah, same blood draws. So do your full panel before you start on them. and then come back in a month or 2 months, have your doctor redraw. But if you're looking for the inflammation, which we know inflammation is the beginning of all disease processes, it's the thing that we want it to, there's good inflammation. I mean, when I go work out, I get inflamed, but it's good inflammation. But I'm talking about the bad inflammation that we want to get down in our body. That's where the X39 comes in, the Aeon comes in very well. And then this new water X2O machine is doing phenomenally well. And again, I don't see anything from the company. They've done a number of tests that is exactly on target with this, but I'm talking about with my own practitioners that I work with. They know how to test for the X39 and what it's been doing with them, which is, again, your normal markers, your normal blood panel, then add to that normal blood panel your SED rate, your C-reactive protein, and your RA markers, because rheumatoid arthritis is highly inflammatory. It's an autoimmune disease that attacks your body. And so that's another thing. If you have those markers, then you know you've got inflammation going on in your body just because you have those markers. They're hereditary, and you can tell what's going on. So like one doctor I talked with was talking about how in his hands, his knuckles were hurting, how his elbows, his knees, his ankles were hurting. He knew his parents had rheumatoid arthritis. He never tested for his RA, but he went ahead and tested for the markers. They were very highly elevated, like 75% of normal, above normal. And then he also tested for C-reactive protein. He also tested for his, and when we have a doctor on next week, we will go through with this with him. I actually asked him if he'll bring his own panels on and show us what they look like before and after, because I'm sure he can share his screen. He'll have them scanned in and can do that. But so C-reactive protein, your SED rate, and your RA. Those are the three markers you want to make sure they add on. Like I said, each one of those three is going to cost about an additional $5 wholesale for the practitioner. I don't know what the practitioner will charge you, but if you can go to some place like a nurse practitioner somewhere where it's cheap, or just a blood draw place, if you can get by without a medical order, you can get those drawn there as well cheaply, and then get your report back very inexpensively as well.
So what do you see the cost will be for the water filtration system? How much does that cost?
I'm hearing that when it hits market, it should be about $5,000. So it's not going to be inexpensive right now. But as volume is built, you know that when anything comes out on the market, the more volume is, then of course the price gets reduced out of that. So the more of us who are buying them, using them, telling people about them, the more sales happen. The more we see on it. I have personally been using the water for a period of 5 days, and have seen better sleep, just more energy, some symptoms that I think were still present in my body start to abate. So I'm seeing results with it as well, that's available, and I've had my tests run. I know what they are currently. I'm waiting to see what they would be later when I get a regular use of it. But it puts out a finite amount of water in a certain period of time. I think it's like 30 minutes. It'll put out 16 ounces of this light infused water. And again, what it will do in the body is just amazing, and the results with it are revolutionary. And so it's hard to describe. We have videos that David Schmidt has produced talking about how he tested this, the methods that he tested, the principles that went along with it, all of those things there. So I'm sure that next week we can pop those down in the information at the bottom of the screen that they can go to and find out exactly where those things are, so that they can listen to, instead of me, they can listen to 30 or 40 minutes of but David Schmidt talking about what these.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put all those links as we're building out the Mike Crook YouTube channel. And so that basically will have all the information, different back ends. People will find you everywhere, Mike. Trust me on this with YouTube, the power of YouTube. But this is amazing stuff. This is stuff that really changes the game for LifeWave, because now you're becoming even more of a biohacking company in the fact of the different ways that you are going to eliminate some of the help with pain, all these different health markers, but now add another component with this water filtration that you're really becoming, you're standing apart.
We're truly an anti-aging company.
Yeah.
In all of it, when you look at everything that he offers, I'll hold up the different patches. We've got so many of these different patches that do different things in the body. that were invented before the X39 came about, then the X49. And so I hear there's another patch coming out. They're constantly doing more and more research using phototherapy, using acupressure as techniques to get the body to do things. It's just, again, amazing. It's revolutionary. They are a company that is committed to reversing aging from top to bottom, and they're not going to stop at anything.
It's exciting. I mean, that's what I love. And this is exactly what entrepreneurs need. Bottom line is, how can you keep grinding in these challenging times as an entrepreneur? How do you keep your brain at its optimum level? It's biohacking. And this is a piece of the biohacking puzzle. And Mike, you work with other products as well. And all those together can just transform the ability to anti-age and to feel young and be able to stay really active throughout the rest of years of her life. And who knows how many years those are going to be. And the more and more technology advances, especially with AI, helping the technological advances, more research, cancers will be eliminated at one point in time, and people are going to live a longer life, so they're going to have to be able to produce a longer life, meaning there's going to be retirement, but you could do what you love, but you want to have that ability to compete with the younger generations, and that's through biohacking.
Well, just an anecdotal piece of information. I have friends in my life who are been mentors to me when I was very young, that are in their 80s now, mid 80s. And the only difference, and they're all healthy, doing well, and able to get around, drive themselves, do all their things. The only difference between them and their own relatives who have the same similar genetics is that these people exercised every day. They took good quality nutrition, so they were taking that on top of the food they eat. They didn't eat junk food. They ate good quality food. And so their relatives who didn't prescribe to these methods are all dead. Same, born within a year of each other, are all gone. And I literally have 4 friends who in my life are in their 80s who've been longtime mentors to me, that are all doing extremely well. And the only difference between them and the standard population that are gone now are the fact that they did the exercise, they did the nutrition, and they ate right. And they didn't have available these patches. They didn't have the X2O water to do. But some of them now are using them, and I'm telling you, they tell me that they have had just amazing results as well. They feel like they're 15 years younger again. And so it's just, it's just getting a hold of whatever you need to do. Some of the products on the market are Me Too products. They're no different than anything you get off the shelf at Walmart, not knocking Walmart or Walgreens or wherever you get them, but they're the quality non-Me Too products that are in the marketplace that really can affect your body. That's what you need to pay attention to. And LifeWave is one of those companies, extremely good, quality, data-driven, research-driven technology that brings something to the marketplace that is, like I've said over and over again, revolutionary, amazing, that does amazing things in the human body, or causes the human body to do amazing things. Because as I understand, again, these things do nothing to heal. They just take the body and tell it what to do. It's like I like to say, it's like they walk up against, to the stem cells, slap them up against the face and say, get back to work. And so amazing results with them.
All right. Well, I look forward to more of the Mike Crook Show, as we're going to have more amazing guests. They're going to have the doctor side of this, the side that you need to send to your friends. Oh, this is not true. Well, here's a doctor telling you it is. And here's somebody who's a nationally syndicated TV, radio, and podcaster and streamer that flat out says, guess what? It helps my energy. One of the things, a couple weeks ago, I gave up caffeine, most caffeine, meaning no longer. I used to be caffeine addicted. I decided, okay, I'm going to give this up. Thanks to the X39, my energy is still through the roof. I don't need coffee, and I feel more clarity. Caffeine, overindulgence of caffeine. It's okay to have 1 cup of coffee, but overindulgence of caffeine throughout the day, sometimes some energy drinks to stay awake, you're going to put it's not going to help you. It's going to make it worse. It's going to make you less clear. It's going to make you jittery. It's going to make you really just not. But natural energy that X39 brings is unreal.
Yeah, caffeine is not your friend. Coffee has a lot of great things in it. There's an argument to be made for drinking coffee, but the caffeine side of it is not the friend to the human body that some people would think it is. And there's a lot better ways to get the energy you need than doing the caffeinated drinks and things like that. Some of them are just, when you look at the ingredients, they're horrible. But just regular coffee, decaffeinated, probably not bad for you. For me, I can tell you this: it gave me acid reflux. That alone was something that I didn't want to have.
That's the other difference I'm seeing is I had some acid reflux at times, started dealing with things. This has just been a great decision. So go with me on giving up, decreasing your caffeine. I'm not telling you to quit it, but as a biohacker, that would be an interesting conversation with Dave Asbury to say, okay, because Dave says certain other things in his biohacking, but what I've saw in my biohacking of giving up my daily coffee, I have decaf, which has a little caffeine, but giving up that amount of caffeine a day, maybe I had 5, 6 cups, then maybe an energy drink, maybe then coffee at night. I mean, I would just pound it. I feel better, more energy, and ready to go. But I don't think if I had this technology, the X39 that's right here, right now, would be working it. So best place where it's going to be, the link's going to be in the bio to check out all the information, to go ahead and join Mike and his team in this journey of I guess, as you said, the ability to reverse aging, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Appreciate it, Mike.